I don't need 2 hours of speech. When I hear all these old dictators back in the day that would speak for 6 or 8 hours, I thought, oh my God. I'd be like, I'm out. Whatever you guys need to do to me, just do it. But it was a good speech. It was strong. It was positive. 76% of people said it was CBS.
Yeah.
Now, it's slanted. It's mostly Republicans because when you're in power, your people tune in.
Sure.
Except, especially something like this. But I'm a maybe an hour guy. 45 is about good. Right? Hit the meat and bounce. You don't want to leave them, it's like Bruce Springsteen. I don't need 3 hours of your music.
No.
I don't need you to go super deep on your fourth album that, the last track that nobody's ever heard, but you really love it. You just wrote it about your pet. I don't need that. I don't want that. Just give me the meat and I'll bounce. But it was a great night. And I want to thank everybody for coming up to me. Even some of you are coming up to me like, look, I've given you a chance. You look different in person. I'm like, thank you.
I've given you a chance.
So I want to see if you're going to gel with us. I said, look, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. I said, I'm trying to expand. We're trying to have fun here. We're not just one trick pony. Okay. We do all kinds of things. We talk about all kinds of stuff. And we will talk about the human cannonball later because it is absolutely worth it. Just because who does this for a living? Like, how did you get to that? But first, we turn our eyes not to Trump's speech. I'm not going to hit it too much. You've heard it all day. You've probably listened to it. I'm going to turn to the reaction of the Democrats. And the big reaction of, and we're going to get to a little bit later, of the shameful way that MSNBC acted and the Democrats acted when it came to young DJ, the kid who wanted to be a cop, got made a, Secret Service. It was awesome. They came to disrupt. That was their big thing. They didn't know if they were going to, if they weren't going to. They put up that stupid video yesterday where everybody read the same damn thing, which was awful. You failed. And you looked like clowns. Everybody thinks you're clowns. I don't know if you get that. They think you are a laughingstock. Nobody at all that I know, even hardcore Democrats that I talk to, think there is anything redeeming about you. One of my buddies who is super left texted me, DM'd me last night, said, be honest with you, man. He goes, this is the party of mean. This is the party of ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking. I said, I couldn't tell you what they were thinking either. Everybody's calling them out, as they should. As they absolutely should. This is Rachel Bade. She is a Politico reporter who was spot on right after it. And she has a lot of followers. She's she works for Politico. She's a little mover shaker in the politics world. And she just thinks, what a joke.
My primary takeaway was that Democrats stole the show, but not necessarily in a good way for the party. Look, I think there's a reason that Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries told his members yesterday to be on their best behavior, not to be protesting, not to draw attention away. And they didn't listen. They made themselves the story. They heckled. They had signs. They walked out. It's interesting because, as one White House official told our colleague Dasha Burns last night, they looked like petulant children. And that became the story instead of what Donald Trump was talking about. And he was really leaning into some controversial things, right? So if they let him sort of stay in the spotlight, it perhaps could have been better for them. But look, the base is angry. They want to see people reacting to Donald Trump. And so, Democrats sort of did what the base wanted.
No, not the base. The extremes in the online world. They want that pushback, that resist, that whole 9 yards. Where, by the way, there's never a Saturday where you're not out resisting something. Even if you've got stuff going your way, these people resist, we much. This was a joke. And Al Green was, first of all, phenomenal singer. Can we all just, we all like a little Al Green.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the sergeant-at-arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Remove him from the chamber. It was one after another of ridiculousness. The bingo cards. Oh, my Lord, the bingo cards. You name it, they were ridiculous in the way they acted. Petulant children. They don't know what to do. They have zero understanding of how America works at this point in time because they live in a world of academia and bad choices. Normally, it's like vodka and bad choices, Jägermeister and bad choices. This is ridiculous amounts of academic insanity with progressive insane ideas that could only come out of academia. And they follow it. They follow it. And they pay the price for it. They don't understand how to even engage in a conversation with the average person because they've made everything about race and gender and intersectionality and lunacy. And they don't understand. So they're the kind of, you're sitting there having a battle with them where you're making fun of each other and they keep going, well, yeah, you're a jerk. Like that's all they know how to do. Nothing else. Jake Tapper even just went like, really?
It is, I have to say, you can really sense, John King, you can really sense Republicans with a pep in their step and Democrats rather demoralized. I mean, understandably so, given the fact that Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House, not to mention a conservative lean on the U.S. Supreme Court. But beyond that, even when Republicans are out of power, you sense like an energy quite often when Democrats are controlling things. The Democrats, not to be cliche about it, but they are in disarray. They do not know how to be the opposition force.
They don't. They have no idea because they have no ideas. You'll have no idea when you have no ideas. Fail to plan, plan to fail. You have nobody leading you. You know who the most prominent Democrat is right now? Stephen A. Smith. He may be it. And he doesn't want anything to do with politics in the long run. Because they keep asking, will you run? Will you run? He doesn't want any part of it. You'd have to make him a bigger, better offer. And the people that are the ones that may be able to do something, you guys ignore, which is why America leaves, which is why America say, I've had enough of you, which is why America goes, you know what? I'll hold my nose if I don't like Trump. Anything better than this. It is embarrassing to watch. It was. And my God, I'm sitting there watching. These people are holding up bingo cards. What is wrong with you? How old are you? But what they did to that kid last night, we're going to get into it in a little bit. And the way that they acted was not good. It's not a good look for America. But then you top that off with what Nicole Wallace said afterwards, which to me was not only asinine, it was everything that is wrong with the Democrat Party. All of Trump's ideas could be great or bad. It doesn't matter. You can't stand them. And even if they're the worst ideas in history, you guys couldn't capitalize on them. And if I'm the Republicans, just keep doing what you're doing. Make sure that economy's good, but just keep doing what you're doing. Because at this rate, the Green Party's not too far away.